Continue. Okay. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. We're so excited that you're here. My name is Liz, and this is my sister Sam. And we blog over at prettylifegirls.com. You can find us on all of our social channels at Pretty Life Girls. And we love tie-dye. We actually just came out with a book all about tie-dye a couple of weeks ago, and we use Tulip tie-dye for the majority of our projects. So we're so excited to be here with you today. If you have any questions as we go throughout this class, be sure to put them in the chat and we will answer them. If you have any tie-dye questions in general, we are self-taught experts.
Yeah.
And we will try to answer what we know from our knowledge of trial and error with tie-dye.
We also have Tulip people on the line.
That's true. So they can, yes. So this is the day. Ask us, oh, what is the name of the book? Okay, let me show you the book.
How convenient. We have it right here.
This is the book. It's called The DIY Guide to Tie-Dye Style. It has 20 tie-dye projects, everything from things you can wear to home decor. And then it also has like all the supplies we use for tie-dye and all of the tips that we have. It has binding techniques. It has tips for setting, all different kinds of things. So if you're a beginner all the way up to intermediate, this is a great resource. And everything that's in this book, you can get at Michael's. So you can get the book and then go to Michael's and make the projects in this book. And there's a lot of Tulip tie-dye projects in here too. So thanks for asking.
You can get the book on Amazon. If you
yes, it's on Amazon.
Tie-dye style or something. It'll
right.
come.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah, and thank you. She says she likes it.
Thank you so much. We're in Utah. Be sure to put in the chat where you're from. We love to see where everyone is making at. And Sam, why don't you show them what we're gonna make?
Okay, so we are making today Firecracker. Okay, so they're Firecracker tie-dye t-shirts inspired by the summer classic treat of yesteryear, but that is still being sold today. Firecracker popsicles. PA.
Haven't done it since I was a kid. Want to do this with your grandkids? Yep.
Oh,
perfect.
You're gonna love it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Tucson, Texas, SoCal, North Carolina,
Florida. Hi, everybody. This is so fun.
Thank you so much. Oh, New York.
New York.
Wow. Far and wide.
Yes, I love this.
Okay.
Okay.
Back
so
to the
classic.
project.
The classic.
The Firecracker popsicle.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we're making today.
Yes.
So, like the popsicle, that's red, white, and blue.
Mm-hmm.
We're making these Firecracker t-shirts just in time for the 4th of July. And we're going to show you how to use some Tulip products to put this little USA thing on too. You don't have to do that though. We just are extra and always like to do
make
more.
it a little,
a little over the top. So what we're
goodness.
going to do is we're going to put on aprons because we're messy crafters. And a lot of our clothes, actually like a lot of our tie-dye projects have been regular clothes that have been splashed with tie-dye or bleach by accident.
Yes. And then they become tie-dyed because then we dye them to make them work.
To save them.
Yeah.
So we're going to try and control.
I have a different tie-dye kit. That's okay.
That's
if
okay.
you have blue and red tie-dye.
Or you can do it different colors if you want.
Exactly.
This is, yes, so we're using the block party kit, which is so awesome. It comes with these huge bottles, perfect for getting like a group together to do a tie-dye party.
Hi, Marilyn.
But yeah, if you have red or blue, or if you want to do it with different colors, you can do that.
Yeah, we'll teach you the method and then you can do it with any color palette that you like.
Yes. Okay. Oh, we have a question.
Oh, great. What is it?
Bring it on, Anne. We're ready. While Anne is typing, we love Tulip tie-dye because it is the one step thing is what Tulip does. So you may have heard of soda ash, which is like a fixative for the fabric. Other dyes are required to put that in to activate the dye and everything. It's another step. With Tulip, it's mixed right in. So you just have to mix the bottle apply the dye.
Which by mix the bottle, add water.
Add water
it.
and shake.
Yes.
Okay, I don't see. Okay, Anne, we're still watching for your question, but we're gonna keep moving. Oh, Rit dye. Okay.
Yep, great. You can totally
Okay.
do the same thing.
So I'm gonna glove also. This is not how we craft in real life. Do we dilute? It just depends on what color you're going for. If you want it lighter, you can dilute. If you want it bold, then don't. Okay, so if we can move to the overhead, we'll start doing this. And maybe it already is on the overhead. It's just not showing that for us. Okay. We're gonna adjust this so I can see what you're seeing.
Yes, we can show you what you're seeing. Okay, so what we first have here is your 100% cotton t-shirt, and we wet ours so that it is damp. So it's been wetted completely, so it's all the way wet, but it's not dripping. So it's been wrung out, and it's damp. We like to do this. You don't have to wet your fabrics. We like to do it because it helps the dye spread in a really nice organic way. But you can do it dry if you want kind of like more distinct lines, or like it won't be quite as organic looking. So 100% cotton t-shirt, you can get these at Michael's. Lots of times they're on sale for just a couple of dollars. And wetted, wrung out so that it's not dripping wet.
Yeah. Lindy, with Tulip one-step tie-dye, you don't need to do anything with soda ash. That's the beauty of it, is it's already in here with the powder. You don't need to do anything with it. And that's why we love it so much, because it makes it simple.
Okay, let me talk to you about our little setup here. So lots of times we're doing this in the sink, but something that we add to our setup, we're doing it in this container so that we can show you, obviously, but we like to do all of our dyeing on a rack that's elevated so that it's not sitting in the dye. That you don't have to do, but we find it really helpful because we like to keep our colors as separate as possible. So if you're finding that your colors are muddling quite a bit, this is a great solution, is to get a wire, like a cooling rack or a baking rack or whatever. This one has little legs on it, so then it elevates everything above the puddles of dye. Okay, I'm gonna switch you spots.
Okay. So we have our shirt here. We love the Gildan t-shirts, 100% cotton. And what we're gonna do is just kind of scrunch it.
Do you want me to do this for a second? You're binding.
Sure. Okay, so here's our shirt. This is the top here. Let me start over. Now the thing's gone. Okay, shirt. And we're just going to scrunch it like that. So if you want it to be really precise, you can accordion fold. But this is all you need for this part. You need 2 rubber bands, and you're gonna go down about 1/3 of the way and put your first rubber band on. And I like to bind it pretty tight so that we have a good, I want it to be pretty divided. Mm-hmm. And I also really like having the bunch lines right there when you reveal. Then what I like to do is fold it like this. And I probably have dye powder on my gloves, and I got some on the shirt. Okay, and I'm gonna grab where it is, like the other third down here. And I'm gonna do another rubber band. And that is all. So you're essentially doing the stripes binding technique.
To make 3 stripes.
To make 3 stripes. Does anyone have questions? Up to this point, it's super easy. Okay. So here's our shirt divided into thirds. If you want the whole sleeve to be red, then you can pull it out and have it up here on this third. I kind of like having some of the white on the sleeve. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
But whatever your preference is, if you want the whole sleeve, then pull the sleeve out to the top. Then we're gonna pull our bucket in. And we're going to start with the red. So I'm gonna lay the red on the rack. And let me scoot this so you can see. Then I have my white section here, and I'm gonna leave the blue, what is going to be the blue, out, because we don't want splattering or anything. And we have mixed our dye already. I'm gonna give it a little shake. We are really impatient crafters as well. And so a lot of our tie-dye ends up with these speckles. Oh, look, it's starting. At least it's in the right spot.
Yeah, it landed just where it was supposed to.
Can you open up one of the shirts and show like some of the speckles on this sleeve right there? So you can see these kind of speckles. That's because we didn't shake our dye enough, but I also don't mind it.
No,
I think it's actually really fun.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want it to be really even, make sure you shake for a good while. Okay, now we're just gonna apply the dye. I'm gonna just drop the lid in there. And I like to squeeze it pretty slowly, especially when I'm over here by the rubber band. I wanna squeeze it slowly so that I can kind of tell that it's sinking through the shirt, if that makes sense. So do it nice and slow. You do it slow and you just keep squirting it from the top. Oh, what does it say? It sometimes helps to wrap a damp paper towel or baby wipe around the cap.
Great tip.
That's a really good tip.
And since with this project, you really want to keep your colors separate, a little more precision is kind of required, which typically we're not really like that with tie-dye. It's kind of like one of the more freeing crafts where you just feel like wherever it goes is great. Yeah. But with this one, you do want to have the division of colors. So a little bit more precision is helpful.
Yes. And I want to make sure the dye is going through. So I'm squirting still from the top. And since I have it raised, I'll be able to tell when it's dripping through the back so that I know that it's really saturated. Wipe my hand on my apron before I flip it. Make sure your gloves are clean before you grab your shirt and flip it over, because then you get stuff like that, but it will all blend.
It's inevitable that it's gonna happen. Yes, soak in the color, yes. So make sure, especially when you're doing like a color block like this, where you want your distinct layers, you just want to make sure it's really soaked in there. You can massage it in if you want to.
You can like open the cracks a little like this and try and get it in there.
Right.
And so you are saturating it quite a bit, which makes the rack even more helpful, because then excess is going to kind of drip out, which especially with this project, you want to let the red drip for a while before you move on to the next color. Because when you put it into the bag, you don't want those colors mixing. So we're gonna let it drip for a second, or I can kind of ring it a little bit to speed up the process.
What have you guys been tie-dyeing this summer? Have you been making anything else? What projects are you doing?
It's a good thing I have an apron on.
Yeah, it is.
I'm just like wiping my hands all over it.
Are our shirts supposed to be wet first? Yes. So if you missed that before, we typically like to wet our fabrics first. It really helps with to let the dye spread and blend. So wet it and wring it out so it's not dripping, and then apply it. You don't have to do that, but we like to do it.
Aprons and chef hats. That's so
cute. Sneakers, shirts, skirts. Love it.
So fun.
Sneakers. Oh, so fun.
Okay, so I kind of squeezed this to wring out the extra. And this is not something that you do on normal projects. Like usually you would just move on to the next color, throw it in a bag. But again, since we want it to be like, we want the red to only be where the red is and the blue to only be where the blue is. I'm just getting some plastic wrap. I guess I should close the lid. That's why it's there, huh? Okay.
I'm gonna get our tie-dye sneakers to show while you're doing that, because everyone said they're doing sneakers. We did some sneakers in our tie-dye book, and then we redid some just recently. Aren't those cute?
I have the purple ones in the bucket
should I get
too.
the purple ones too? Okay.
We have a YouTube video of this process too.
But we used tulip dye for this, and the way you get them on, the way you get the dye to transfer onto the shoes is with shaving cream. So you put the tie dye on the shaving cream, and then you dip the shoes in. It's so fun.
Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite tie-dye techniques.
Doll clothes, yes. If you started with dry shirts, that's totally fine. Your dye's just not going to spread the same way that ours is, but you're still going to get a great result. So
You'll
don't
have
stress.
actually more distinct lines.
Yeah.
And you might have to use more dye to saturate it. Okay, so I have this saran wrap. I'm going to very carefully move the red section to the saran wrap, plastic wrap. And we're gonna wrap it up because we don't want any blue splattering
onto the red.
So
protect your colors.
Protect it.
Oh, nice. So you didn't do shaving creams. That's cool though. I want to try some other methods on shoes because I loved doing that.
Okay. So now we're just gonna do
Do we
the
need to
next
wipe off the
color.
rack?
Yes,
Okay,
we do. You'll want to clean your rack, which we did not think about. If you want to see the video for the shoes, it's just on YouTube, and our channel is Pretty Life Girls. Good job, Liz. Good thinking. The blue is pretty potent, so it would probably cover any red, but
That's true.
keep it right there. Okay, so now we're just going to do the same thing on our other third. Okay.
I know. I feel like anytime I dye with blue, it's on everywhere. Something about it. It's just a very dominant dye color. It gets all over.
Just putting this on just like we did with the other one. I can see that some of you are making along with us.
I know, I'm loving it.
So fun. You'll have to send us pictures of how yours turn out.
I know, that's the thing I can't stand about tie-dye because I want the instant gratification and I hate having to wait.
Which is why we love the 2-minute tie-dye.
Oh my gosh, yes. Have any of you done the 2-minute tie-dye kits?
We have a class in September, I think, that we're gonna do 2-minute tie-dye.
Oh, it's amazing.
Be careful.
What other questions do you guys have about tie-dyeing? Have you had any fails? Have you had any successes? We've had it all, so we'd love to hear.
The question we get asked the most is how to make it so you don't get yucky colors.
Yes.
And that is like the tip we share the most.
Yes.
Happy little accidents.
You're right. You're right.
That is
love that.
so good. Oh, and they saw the 2-minute kit. The 2-minute kit is a game changer. We love that. But the 2-minute kit is you put it, after you apply the dye, you put it in this container that you put in the microwave for 2-ish minutes and it sets it. So instead of having to wait for hours and hours, you get instant gratification.
Oh, were you in our class with the tie-dye poppers? Someone said they liked banging it. Have you guys seen those? That is the coolest method. If you missed that class, it's on Michael's classes on YouTube. We taught that one, and it's these cool capsules full of dye, and then you bang them with a mallet.
We have a YouTube video of that one too. We don't turn our shirts inside out.
Yes, the kids loved it. It's a great, Laura, isn't that so great with kids to do those poppers because
it's contained.
Yeah, it was so much
good.
fun. I love that you did that.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out my saran wrap and then wring out the blue.
Okay.
And then wrap it up just the same.
What type of dye are you using? Okay, so we're using Tulip One Step. We're using what's the kit called? The
Block Party.
The Block Party kit. Here, let me see if I can show you here.
There.
This is the block party kit, which is great if you're doing in a group because the bottles are really big. So you can make a bunch of shirts with it. And all this is, one step is just you add water and you don't need any dye fixative or anything like that. Soda ash. Wash shirts first. Yes, we always recommend washing your shirts first just because you never know what kind of coating is on the shirt, or you want to make sure there's no staining or anything so that your dye goes on evenly. Wrap your tie-dye in plastic wrap and microwave it. Yes, I love to do that.
Anything to not
Speed
make
it up.
me wait.
I know, that's why I kind of like dyeing with synthetics or with permanent dyes, because you do it in
the
a
hot.
hot pot and then it's automatically ready to go after.
Okay, so we are done with our bucket.
Let's move it out of the way.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap this.
Oh, perfect. Jackie just put the link to the kit that we're using with the tie-dye, the block party kit. And like I said, the bottles are big and you can make a lot of stuff with them. So that's a really fun thing if you're planning on doing a lot of tie-dye projects this summer, just to get your hands on that kit. Okay, so now we're gonna put our shirt in a bag. And I tried to sit it in so the white is at the top and like prop it up against something, because you can see, and if you had a less wet shirt, you wouldn't get as much of this bleeding. We like how the bleeding looks in the end. So we're gonna zip it and then we're gonna prop it against something so that use gravity.
Gravity pulls the color back down. So you're gonna let that set for as much patience as you can muster. I would give, with reds especially, I would try to give it 24 hours. And then, what does that say?
You use the dye.
Use it up right away after. No, you can, we've got bottles sitting on our desk behind the screen here
Yes.
that are like weeks and weeks old. And you'll just want to shake them. Okay, so to the shirt, you're gonna let it set, and then you're gonna rinse it until the water runs clear and wash it. We like to wash our tie-dye projects alone just so that we're not bleeding on things. Wash it, dry it, and then if I can find our blank
From the
one,
magic of a class,
your shirt will be like this. I was rushed with this one and I haven't washed it. It's air dried. I soaked up leftovers.
oh, then you probably have pretty towels. I love that. Oh, the name of our book. Let me show you. Thanks for asking. So here's our book, DIY Guide to Tie-Dye Style. You can find it on Amazon. And like we said before, it has 20 projects. All the supplies in it you can get at Michael's. There's a lot of Tulip projects in here. 20 projects. There's like guides for fabric and dye, there's dye setting, there's all these tutorials for different methods of binding, and then there's 20 projects that you can do, and beginners can do it, intermediate can do it. We kind of go through all different kinds of methods. Thanks for asking. So DIY Guide to Tie-Dye Style, you can find it on Amazon. Okay, moving on, unless there are any other questions. Yes, keep asking. Because we're cruising. Any questions on the dye application up to this point? So as we've mentioned over and over, you really want to keep those colors separate, which isn't always the case with tie-dye. Like, we kind of like the beautiful accidents. Or yes, happy
accidents, beautiful messes. For this one, we want to keep it a little bit separately. Oh yes, Felicia just reminded us that the class is being recorded and you will be able to re-watch it in a day or two. No, you don't need to wipe the washer down with anything.
I never have. Never once.
But it should clear it out pretty well. And it's important to rinse it really well, until the water is clear before you put it in the washer. Good questions.
Very good question.
Okay, so now we are going to add our little USA thing. Do you need to wash with cold water? We rinse with cold water to kind of stop the dyeing process. but you can just wash it on a normal cycle. Unless Craig or Jackie, you have other tips for washing, but that's what we do. And we could be wrong. Okay, so our shirt is washed and dried, and it's already pretty patriotic.
It's very.
Is. I just like dream of wearing this and eating a popsicle.
Oh yes, that would be so good.
But we're gonna add a little bit more. So we made a stencil just from our silhouette machine. You could also find a stencil at Michael's that is something you like. You could get letter stencils. You could find iron-on letters. You could cut HTV if you have a cutting machine.
Handwrite it with
fabric
marker or
with Tulip paint, you know, USA.
Yes.
This is how we're going to do it. So we just have our stencil here. It's just on like a sticky stencil material. But there are a million ways to accomplish this same thing. Okay. I also love the idea of doing it big, like right here.
Yes.
USA, but we're just going to do it small right here. Take this little A piece out. Okay, and we're going to use this Tulip Slick paint. We like it because it's meant for fabric, so it'll be washable and everything once it's set up. And all we're going to do, I'm going to go in and just squirt it on like this.
Oh, great. Jackie just put a link for the paint that we're using. It's all in the same aisle, right, as tie-dye.
Yep. And then I'm going to just spread it down because this is dimensional paint, but I want it to be more like a screen print looking
finish
paint. And so we're just going to paint it on. This, with like a sticky stencil, it's really nice because it's going to keep the lines clean. With like a plastic stencil, it might be a little trickier. And what you would want to do is only do a little bit of paint at a time and redo it in layers as it dries. And we did on that one, Liz,
Will you
open it?
Sure.
We did, I think, like 3 coats to get it really white and let it dry in between. Just kind of scraping off like the excess that.
So we made this stencil ourselves with our silhouette machine, but Michael's does have letter stencils, and I've seen them recently. So, and you could also, like we said, you could get iron-on letters. You could just freehand it with fabric paint or with a fabric marker. But this particular stencil we made with our silhouette that you can get silhouette machines at Michael's too. Might as well just
load up.
Load up.
Okay, I'm going to do another layer, even though I haven't let it dry as long as I should. But we're going to do one more layer before we take it off.
Yeah, the fabric paint comes in a bunch of different colors. When you're in the aisle with the shirts, you're at Michael's. You're in the aisle with the shirts and the tie-dye. There's a ton of Tulip products there. They have all different kinds of paints that you can use on fabric. I like the puffy paint. That's like the coolest. I mean,
yes.
Very
and
obsessed.
We went back and forth on this one about if we wanted to brush this on or do the color shot, which is a spray paint, a fabric spray.
So when you're in the aisle, you'll see that Tulip has so many different products that you can do to get this similar result. And then you can just kind of like go where the wind takes you.
Okay, I'm just gonna kind of take the extra and then we'll peel it off for a reveal. And it might not be as distinct as we like because we would
let it dry, do more.
But I don't really want my words stripy.
Yes. Okay. The question is, do we do the USA paint? Yes. So once your tie-dye has set, been rinsed until the water is clear, washed in the washing machine and completely dry, that's when you'll do this. So don't do it while it's wet or it'll be a mess that you'll hate us for. So wait until you've completely set your dye, rinsed it, washed it, dried it.
It's 2 projects
in one.
Yes.
That's a good question because, man, you would be cursing us if we hadn't clarified that.
You would. Okay, so we've applied this. Generally, we would say let it dry, do another coat, let it dry, do maybe one more coat. Make sure you're scraping off the excess so that your letters aren't stripy. And then you can just carefully take your stencil off. This one bled a little bit, probably because I loaded up too much. I was too eager.
It's okay, it's still cute. So cute.
I love it.
You want to switch it out for your perfect one?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Because, yeah.
There. That's what I'm talking about.
So then you would let the paint, let me read the exact instructions on here. You let it dry and it can be washed after 72 hours and this paint will hold up. So then you just have this perfect.
So fun.
4th
Make them
of
for your
July
whole
shirt.
family, have them all together. I also had a thought as I was looking back here. You have that blue that you're going to have extra of.
Yes.
And I was thinking, so this is a dye project we did with Tulip dye, and this is in our book. And you're going to have all this extra blue. So what can you do with it? Well, you can make this bag. And this is just a canvas tote bag for Michael's. And we use, is it the bullseye? Yes, bullseye. So what you do to bind it is take your middle part and just pull it out like that, and then do your rubber bands, and then squirt your leftover blue dye on it. We like this bag because it kind of looks coastal looking.
Yeah.
So
stand by. This looks like a seashell or like a sand dollar.
Totally. So if you used the block party kit and you have these huge bottles of dye and you're like, what else can I do? Well, you just have extra blue, so you can make a tote bag just like this one.
And how cute would you be walking around?
You'd be so cute
in this whole tie-dye outfit and some tie-dye shoes.
Yes, yes.
And like you might as well make a headband.
Might as well. Tulip has scrunchies at Michael's now. By the checkout.
Socks.
Yes, by the checkout, you can get those scrunchies that are so cute.
You know, like they always say, don't wear socks with sandals, but I think that rule is void if you're wearing tie-dye socks.
Yes. Oh, someone wants to share a nice addition to the shirt. Of course. What else would you do with it? We want to know.
Mine has to air dry overnight, and then I can do the USA stencil part. Awesome.
Yes. Perfect.
Yep, just make sure you set the dye according to whatever you're doing to the directions.
Me and my sister really love your art. Thank you so much.
So nice.
That's so nice. Okay. This is, I mean, it just shows you how simple of a project we can cruise right on through it.
So fast.
So tell us, what other questions do you have about tie-dye, about this project? We'd love to answer and help you out. Scrunchies.
That would be so cute.
Yes.
And then you have to take a picture in your shirt, which we can switch. Maybe they've already switched it.
Yes.
We don't have to do overhead anymore.
You can switch to front.
In your shirt, holding the tote bag.
Yes.
Your hair in a scrunchie.
Yeah.
Eating a firecracker popsicle.
Yes. Maybe we need to get that picture. Maybe we need to do that.
We need to.
Eventually the colors
fade.
Yes.
Not too badly, actually, with Tulip, because the soda ash that's mixed in is a fixative. Mm-hmm. So, but this does depend on the type of material you are using. So we did a 100% cotton shirt, which is always suggested for Tulip one-step dye. But it holds up really, really beautifully, actually. And the soda ash like makes it really hold to it. And also the pre-wash is a big part of that. Mm-hmm. So there are things you can do to help it have really good color fastness. We share a lot of those tips in our book too. Mm-hmm. Tulip has a ton of tips that way on their blog or on their website, and also in the instruction booklets that come with every kit.
Yes.
So just make sure that you're following those things.
If you missed the beginning of the class, this class is being recorded and will be on Michael's classes on YouTube. But we certainly can give you a little bit. Oh, yay, I'm going to try your hand at tie-dyeing. Susan, you're going to do so good. Let us know how it turns out. That is so perfect. Please follow on social media. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, perfect.
For Kristen, just a brief overview. We made these shirts inspired by Firecracker popsicles. We bound them in 3 sections, did red, blue, set it, and then we stenciled on these words so that you have a cute little patriotic holiday shirt. Yeah, but like Liz said, you'll be able to rewatch it in 24 to 48 hours.
You can also, right now, while you're waiting, go and see our poppers class on Michael's classes that we did with the Tulip mystery die poppers. That was just a couple weeks ago.
I will never stop riding that high of the Michael's poppers. They are so fun.
So good.
Thank you for teaching me.
You guys, that's so nice. If you have more
Bomb
questions about
pops.
tie-dye, yes.
Yes, bomb pops and Firecracker popsicles are like 2 different of the same.
Right.
Yes. Okay. This was so fun. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
This is
So glad your kids loved it. Tie-dyes for adults too.
Okay. So if you have more questions about tie-dye, you can come find us on social. It's at Pretty Life Girls or prettylifegirls.com. We have a ton of tie-dye tutorials on our blog, and you can also find the link to our tie-dye book on our blog. Tulip, the mecca of tie-dye, you'll want to follow them on all of their channels, Tulip Color Crafts. And if you make anything with them, make sure you hashtag Tulip Color Crafts, right?
Yeah, I think.
Yes.
Is
and then
right?
Michael's, there's going to be even more classes all the time. So make sure that you're following Michael's. Anything that you're making, Michael's Stores is the handle, right? On social. And then use the hashtag Make It With Michael's so that we can see
Michael's classes.
Or Michael's classes. And we had so much fun making with you guys. Thanks so much.
We had also mentioned our YouTube. That's like a newer thing that we're doing, but we have a lot of tutorials for tie-dye there and other crafts if you want that kind of
our tie-dye shoes just went up on there. Our tie-dye poppers just went up on there. So look for us on YouTube also.
Thank you guys
Thanks,
so
guys.
much.
This was so fun.
Be sure to share. We'd love to see. Oh, we don't do origami.
Oh, shoot. Next.
Oh my gosh, origami? Maybe Michael's does. That's probably who you're asking. Not us.
Probably.
I bet there's something similar there. Let's see. Good job. Good job, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thanks, you guys.
Bye.